I'm the hardest young nigga, I ain't signed to no label. Hey, Bruce Gas putting them fights on the table. Calling that Boston since Kane versus Abel. Smoking so much gas, you would think that shit was fatal. On the people's champion like Muhammad Ali. Shut up.
Bear with me 1 second here, my brother.
Yeah, we gon' blow it down, we gon' smoke hella weed. Yeah, we gon' blow it down.
Fix this.
Out the Toka too, slipping hella shots, feel like Tyson with the people.
Make sure we got all this stuff, this technical stuff straightened out here. Let me go over to
we always cooking on the panel. Let
me go over to Facebook and make sure they can see this contest. Keep it legit.
Hey, non-stop bars, man, I always spit flames.
There it is. Let me get my audience straightened out in here.
Feel like Bruce Gas always got a different strain. Bitch, you ain't like me, you can never feel my pain. You win and you lose. Well,
there we go, there we go.
Don't beef on the net and the shit won't change. Said that on the stream, gotta do it for the game. Said that on the stream, gotta do it for the chat. I ain't undisputed. Yeah,
get my set straightened out here. Let's see here. Let's see what we're gonna get for some background stuff. Oh yeah, man. Happy Organ Hour over at the Maple Leaf. Scranton Moore, Joe Ashley, Danny Abel, and Paco Hirinaro. Pretty cool stuff there. We'll lay that background track down. I hope everybody's in here. I hope somebody comes in here tonight, man. I'm doing another trivia, Joe Louis trivia tonight. Yeah, we're going back in time tonight here, man. First of all, I gotta prepare my smoke for the night. We'll find a nice bud and fortify it. First of all, let's see what we got here. Let's go into the humidor. A lot of rumbling going on in here. Carbon fiber. Maybe. Platinum Kush. No Platinum Kush. G13. Government 13. I like the sound of that. Bigger than that organ in the background there too, man. Huh? Let's see if we can find a nice one for smoking. Oh yeah. There's a beauty right here. This is G13. This is Daniel Berry, solo brother. They call this Government 13. This is a strain that was supposedly created by the federal government back in the 70s, just to make as strong as shit as they could make. And this, let me show that to you here, man. That little beauty. Give it the old snap. Oh yeah, listen to it. Look at it. Definitely an indica haze going on over here. So what we're gonna do, lime and spice. There we go. There we go, brother. Let me grind this little nugget in here. Turn it into a little pile of goodness, and then we'll make that even great again. And man, I'm still in withdrawals over here, bro. This country, I feel sorry for the Ukraine people, man. I feel sorry for NATO, an organization that was built 75 years ago. I feel sorry for the Department of Education. I feel sorry for everybody, man. We fucked up, man. We'll see what happens. And right now, we're going to make the best of a bad situation here. Add that little pile of goodness to the tray. Wrap this this little grinder up here, man. These things are so cool. They never had these. These are only about, they're about 10 years old. And a little smiley face, and put your herb in there, and give it hell. I mean, we are at the pinnacle in Canada, in the cannabis industry right now. There's my brother L Dub. Salute L Dub. I'm getting myself ready for a little Joe Louis trivia here. And L Dub, man, any of you cats wanna deal with somebody who knows the face of boxing today? He's in there. He knows what's going on. He gives you the ratings of all the organizations. He give you the proposed matchups. I mean, L Dub is the plug, bro. I go listen to L Dub whenever I see him doing a live, and I learn something. I know what's going on this weekend, next weekend, last weekend. And we're gonna add a little of this. Let's see here, man. Premium yellow, nah. Orange crumble. Yeah, this is a diverse little product here. And what I do is, I got about, I don't know, man, I got a little of this left. This is a nice little THCA product, a concentrate. We break off a little bit of that, and we will fortify this little tray of herb that I am going to partake in while I do this quiz, man. If anybody comes in here and does it with me, that's great, because there he is. There's my man BBO Sports. Another guy I like dealing with on YouTube, man. Very, very, very friendly guy, very reachable. He knows his shit, and he speaks his mind, bro. He don't go with the flow. He don't go with the pack. He don't fit into being, man. He does his thing, and I admire that. I try to live that way myself. But as you can see, this is gonna be my dinner tonight here for the show. Put that little piece of crumble away. And we will use my little, see, this is a card I'm supposed to carry around with when I had a lens transplant in my eye. In case I ever get in a car accident or something and I get my eyeballs knocked out. I get the old orbital bone smashed up or detached retina. They'll notice there's a piece of plastic in there. It's giving me 20/20 vision. Amazing world we live in now. But let me do a few of these, and we'll get this show on the road here, man. We'll start it off. I got 50 questions about the great Joe Louis, maybe the greatest heavyweight of all time. And man, I'll tell you, it's 64 degrees outside right now. This is the 6th of November. The 6th of November. Let me tell you a little bit about the 6th of November. If I can reach into my mind here. Ernie Shavers made his debut today. Ernie Shavers in 1969, first round knockout. Surrealist Idealist. Salute, brother. Thank you for coming in, man. I don't know the guy's name. I can't remember his name. But I do remember Ernie made his debut today. I need fire over here. And not only that, man. Today is also the day of the Fan Man fight in 1993. You guys remember that fight, man? Ooh, Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield. In I think it was the 7th round or so. This dude, the Fan Man. His name is Jimmy Miller. He's got these wings on, and he's got a parachute, and he's got this fucking big fan behind him, and he circles around the arena. This is in the middle of a heavyweight championship fight. He circles around the arena. He lands in the ring, gets tangled up in the ropes. Riddick Bowe's handlers jumped on him. This is 1994. The cell phones were about the size of a brick. They're banging him over the head with it. I mean, it stopped the fight was stopped for about 45 minutes. And Evander Holyfield was revived after that fight. He came back. He won a majority decision. He became the heavyweight championship of the world. One of the very, very few champions back in the day to regain the title. Also on this day in 1981, another one that I remember real well. Larry Holmes versus Ronaldo Snipes. This was just before the great Jerry Cooney-Larry Holmes fight. He takes on Ronaldo Snipes, undefeated Ronaldo Snipes. He's giving him it's a decent fight. He's giving him kind of a boxing lesson. De Niro, salute my brother. Larry's giving him a boxing lesson. And then in the 7th round, fucking Ronaldo Snipes winds up and nails him with a right hand, knocks Larry Holmes on his ass. The fucking boxing world is going crazy. This is just before one of the richest heavyweight fight at the time, and it was going to fall apart because of this guy named Ronaldo Snipes. Larry got up, and Larry Holmes, a great recuperative fighter, he got up and he ends up knocking out Ronaldo Snipes in the 11th round. But man, what a night for heavyweight boxing! And this is all on this day on November 6th. And today's another one, November 6th. We're gonna do Joe Louis trivia. G13, fortified with orange crumble. Well, like Michael Buffer would say, are you ready? Are you ready? Let's resume the game. It's going to take us 2 minutes to get down with this. I forgot about that. Whenever I put that on, there's a 2-minute pause, but that's a great time for me to do about 2 or 3 bongs. Get my freak on as we get ready for some trivia. And these are going to be some, there's some run-of-the-mill mundane questions on there, but then there's some tough ones in there too. So stick around for a little bit. Test your knowledge, man. And somebody say, you don't know Joe? Say, oh yeah? Say, I aced it at Bruce Gass's Joe Louis Trivia on November 6th, 2024. So believe me, I know Joe. The Bud Files. Excuse me. Oh yeah. I'm getting in the right frame of mind. Anytime you have to smoke anything, the lungs definitely take the lungs are affected. But the good thing about the cannabis is it doesn't stay in there. You can expel it, man. You can spit it out. Clean those lungs out, man. Do some cardio. Clean those bad boys up. And I noticed that I have no problem with breathing. I don't get congested once I blow my nose and spit a few times, go for a little bit of a jog. Susanna, salute my sister from the Philippines. Good morning. She's already on 11-7 over there. Good evening, she says to me. Good morning to you. First question coming up. Are you ready? What was Joe Louis's nickname? 1, was it the Knockout King? 2, was it the Iron Fist? 3, was it the Detroit Destroyer? Or 4, was it the Brown Bomber? Uh-oh. Carlos Mendoza's in here. You know what that means? He's the current title holder now. And I was kind of leaving this on the sly. I was hoping him and Joe wouldn't come in. Because, man, these guys are ringers. They know this shit. Little boxing librarian in him. Little scrapbook in him. And he's not even 30 years old. So look out for Carlos Mendoza. I'm seeing all the correct ones coming in there, man. I'd say Ireland loves playing trivia over here, man. You get sick of the same old bullshit, man. I can't take it half the time, so I got to come over here. But everybody knows, man. Number 4, the Brown Bomber. 100% got that one right. There we go.
Sounds
Next
like y'all
question.
did too.
In which year did Joe Louis become the heavyweight champion of the world?
Feels so good. To
One
be
was
up
it
here. Thanks for joining
1942?
us. This is our last
Two was
one
it
for a few
1940?
weeks. Stanton and I are both
3,
traveling.
1937, or 4,
Thanksgiving, so
1935?
thanks for, celebrating the last one.
I know, Carlos. It definitely does
We'll be
that.
back
And you know,
December 4th, I think. Is the next one.
this is live music going on in the background, so these clowns are talking to the audience and stuff. So forgive me with that one. But which year did Joe Louis become the heavyweight champion of the world? Was it 42? Was it 40? Was it 37? Or was it 35?
It's live right now, and these shows are archived. So if you miss us for these 3 weeks, you can go watch the old ones. We won't play anything different. It'll be the same as what we did.
I'll let him
tonight,
speak.
but
I'll let him
you'll be able to
speak.
hear it.
He's giving me the free music,
All
so
right,
I'll
we're
give him the
gonna,
microphone.
We're gonna continue funking it
And
up
that is a guy named,
with something else.
let's see, man, what's his name? Shannon Moore, organ player. Getting down on it, on that organ.
We're gonna do one of Danny Abel's original compositions. For this was actually written as a sound check.
The correct answer, 1937. The drunk Irishman smoking coming through here. Didn't even he doesn't even announce himself, and he comes in here and he gets the first 2 correct. Let's get to question number 3. Who did Joe Louis defeat to win the heavyweight title in 1937? 1 was it Rocky Marciano, 2 was it Max Schmeling, 3 was it James J. Braddock, or 4 was it Jack Dempsey? I got a head rush on that one. 4 Mount Rushmore boxes right there, man. Kind of make a nice white Mount Rushmore with those 4 guys. But which one did Joe Louis beat? And he said he didn't feel like the champion until he had his rematch with Max Schmeling, but it was James J. Braddock, the Cinderella Man. And James even made him sign a contract where he got 10% of Joe Louis's earnings forever. I mean, talk about a shady contract there, huh? Next question. How many successful title defenses did Joe Louis make during his reign as the heavyweight champion? 1 was it 30? 2 was it 25? 3 was it 22? Or 4 was it 18? Carlos, you may go for 50 and 50 on here, bro. This would be a world record, man. That could give you the undisputed status. I don't know, man. That Joe must have had a few extra Guinnesses this week, so he probably bummed out about the election. So he must be snoozing right now. But Joe Louis, man, great story. The guy, the windows closed. I mean, this was like a record, man. 25 successful title defenses. Number 2, the correct answer. I hope it hasn't popped up yet, man. And yeah. See, when I used to buy the Ring magazines back in the day, that was the only way we got our information. And they used to have like a Joe Louis special, a Rocky Marciano special. So you got to know these guys a little bit more than you cats would. It wasn't like the internet. It's all we got. Joe Louis held a heavyweight championship for how long? 1 was it 9 years? 2 was it 8 years? 3 was it 15 years? Or 4 was it 11 years? When you think about this and all the fighters out there, man, all the heavyweights, imagine somebody doing that today. And taking the hard road, not the easy road. The correct answer, Big 9. That's what they used to call me back in the day. But Joe Louis, the heavyweight champion of the world for 9 years. Amazing, amazing, amazing feat. Oh, I was wrong, 11 years. Damn. Shows you my knowledge of Joe Louis. The drunk Irishman knew it though. Next. I know, man. He's my life raft over there. Joe Louis was born in which U.S. state? 1, was he born in Mississippi? 2, was he born in Michigan? 3, was he born in Georgia? Or 4, was he born in Alabama? Everybody's waiting for the drunk Irishman to answer. Then they're going to answer. But come on now. He ain't God. He's a human being. He drinks a lot of Guinness, so he could have some mistakes in there too. I've seen him get his ass kicked in here though, so everybody's got a chance, man. You know a little bit about Joe Louis, and you got a 1 in 4 chance anyway. Where was Joe born? Alabama. Gold Eye. Welcome, brother. Welcome. Oh, I think I see. Let me go take a look on Facebook, see if anybody's in there watching my things. Yeah, Linda Platt, man, my sister Linda Platt, and Paul Driscoll. After fighting, which boxer did Joe Louis abdicate his title? 1, was it Rocky Marciano? 2, was it Jersey Joe Walcott? 3, was it Ezra Charles? Or 4, was it Billy Conn? Joe Louis, he didn't get beat for his title. He abdicated it. And which fighter did he abdicate it to? After a real close fight, after a loss. After a, was it a win? No, it was a win. And he even thought he lost. He even went over, he went and congratulated him at the end of the fight until the decision was announced. And as we all know, from one Joe to another, Jersey Joe Walcott, 100% got this one right. Either you guys are smart or you're hell of a guessers here. Next question, please. How old was Joe Louis when he fought Rocky Marciano? 1, was he 40? 2, was he 37? 3, was he 36? Or 4, was he 17? Chris, my brother, you're definitely you got a lot of heart in you, bro, and I can tell, man, you're eager to learn, and keep the participation going, brother. Just remember the correct answer, and you never forget it again. But this is another one, man. He was ancient. How many fighters right now are actually fighting in their prime and lighter weights at this age? But he was 37 years old. I understand that, my brother Chris. Not in my generation either, bro. This is boxing history. This is what we see. If you don't know the history of boxing, you ain't gonna know what's going on today in boxing, bro. People start talking about this. You say, bro, I seen that happened 50 years ago, bro. I mean, come on, that happened with Larry Holmes and fucking Ronaldo, Mr. Snipes. But anyway, man, this is just fun. And really, man, pay attention to boxing history because you're gonna appreciate it. You're gonna catch it. It's not hard. It's not like you have to do something. It's difficult. But then you're gonna appreciate it because you get into conversations with historians, and you're keeping right up with them, bro. It's refreshing. Joe Louis served in which branch of the military during World War II? Everybody should know this one. They got that jazz guitar in the background too, man. Whew. What was Joe in? Was he in the U.S. Navy? Was he in the U.S. Marines? Was he in the U.S. Army? Or was he in the U.S. Air Force? Don't worry about your generation, because your generation. See, we're all in this. We're all part of the same race, the human race, man. The generations are a speck in time. They don't mean shit in the big picture. It's a blink of an eye. Believe me, it really is, man. The correct answer was, and everybody, Joe Louis, man, he enlisted in the Army. Everybody did back then. They actually, the boxing itself, the National Boxing Association, which was the governing body, they froze all the titles for about 4 or 5 years during World War II. Joe Louis, and see, you're gonna see more about this during the test, a little bit more about what Joe Louis did while he was in the Army. Some very interesting things. Chris got that one right, and De Niro, man. Did Carlos get that one right? But 75%. 75% got that one right. Which boxer handed Joe Louis his first loss? His final career loss, man. I'm on some good herb right now. Which boxer handed Joe Louis his final career loss? 1, was it Rocky Marciano? 2, was it Jersey Joe Walcott? 3, was it Ezzard Charles? Or 4, was it Achimore? His final career loss at 37 years old, no less. And that was it. But the dude had like 66 fights. I shouldn't even say that because these are all part of the test.
How about it for Danny and his compositional skills?
And how about Joe Ashlar's solo on that? I don't want to play anything after I heard that. I was thinking to another place. That was
Thank you.
Windows closed. Get your guesses in there now, my brother. My brother. Any broads in here? Yeah. My sister Susanna was here. She changed her name. She was called Sexy Susanna. She's a sweet girl from the Philippines, man. She just hangs out on YouTube all the time. 100% of your guesses were like Rocky Marciano. But I guess she didn't realize the implications of calling yourself Sexy Susanna on YouTube. So I guess so she changed her name back. There's my man Maki Dan, the historian. All right, brother. You're in at the right time. But anyway, we're gonna pause this right now. We're gonna go to the leaderboard. So far, we're gonna see who. We've only got 3 cats in right now. We got the drunk Irishman. I gotta look closer. I gotta put my glasses on here. Hang on a second. Okay, there we go. I got these focusable eyeballs. The drunk Irishman, 10 out of 10. De Niro Sparta, 7 out of 10. And Chris, man, don't worry about not being your generation. You're still batting 400 in the fucking major leagues, bro. You'd be in the All-Star game with hits like that. Are you ready? Are you ready? These guys talk a lot, don't they, man? For musicians, and then you gotta get loose on stage, relate to the audience, tell them some tunes. Next question: Joe Louis retired with how many total professional wins? 1, did he have 72? 2, did he have 66? 3, did he have 64? Or 4, did he have 58?
I had a fun car experience last Sunday. Too. I was playing at the Spotted Cat with
you cats are
and it was
extremely sharp.
Like Halloween weekend, and I was like, okay,
bronze will do.
Show. So I came up royal.
Well, you got some real sharp cats in here. Maki Don just came in there.
But I have back issues to move equipment in, and it's very difficult. So I got as close as I could.
See, I think that one works too, Maki Dan. I think when you put the 6.6, I think that'll work as well as
just gonna get my equipment
typing in number 2.
Move it.
So let's check it out and see.
My car had 3
and that also goes. You can put the yes, whatever is written on the answer. Works.
Fortunately,
the drunk Irishman, De Niro, 100% got this one right. Yes, Maki Dan, that did work, bro.
Okay, cool. Just get it out of here.
All right, man. So these guys talk a lot. Next question, please. But they kick ass when they play. But see, I can go over to there's another jazz group too, man. How many losses did Joe Louis have in his entire boxing career?
to have your battery die.
1 was at 5, 2 was at 4, 3 was at 3, or 4 was at 2. You know what I'm gonna do, man? I'm gonna get out of this bar right now. Too much talking in here. I'm gonna go over to Small's Jazz Club. They get Jalihio Quartet playing, man. Jalihio, she's a piano player. What are they doing over there, man? There we go. Jalihio on piano, Mike DeRubio on alto sax, Paul Gill on bass, and Aaron Shearer on drums. Oh yeah, man. I can dig that. Let's get the correct answer and keep on bopping now. See, this is live at Small's Jazz Club right now in Greenwich Village, New York. You want to hear some good jazz, you bop into Small's, man. They kick ass over there. How many losses? And the Drunk Irishman, he's even like Joe. He doesn't know the answer to the question, but he also has to elaborate on it a little bit. I think the Drunk Irishman's trying to smoke this one tonight, though. Excuse me, I had to blow the schnoz. Next question, please. Question 13. Joe Louis made his professional debut in which year? Was it 1936? Was it 1935? Was it 1934? Or was it 1932? What year did Joe make his professional debut? Oh yeah, man. This band's playing some kick-ass jazz. A little different type of jazz than the electrical stuff, but nonetheless, just as funky. What year did Jumpin' Joe make his debut? I see some answers all over the place. The Drunk Irishman says 1934. See, I know that's true because my grandfather opened up his restaurant. It was there for like 100 years in 1933, right at the heart of the Depression, when the Depression first started. The correct answer, 67%, 1934. Louis served in the Army for 4 years. When he enlisted as a private and left with what rank? 1, was he a sergeant? 2, was he a lieutenant? 3, was he a corporal? Or 4, was he a captain? Am I Irish or Italian? I'm neither, bro. Oh, actually, I'm half Irish and I'm half Portuguese. That's a weird combination. But what did Joe leave the Army as? Was he a sergeant? Was he a lieutenant? Was he a corporal? Or was he a capitan? And imagine that, man, a heavyweight champ of the world, freezing his title, serving 4 years in the Army. Oh, you didn't know this one? I knew this one, Carlos. The correct answer. And you got the correct answer. See, your knowledge pulls you to the correct answer. 100% got this one right, though. So everybody knew this one. Next question. And I'll fill a bong during this one. When he was a champion, only 3 men went the distance against Joe Louis. They were Tommy Farr, Arturo Goody, and who else? 1, was it Tony Gallanto? 2, was it Jersey Joe Walcott? 3, was it Ezra Charles? Or 4, was it Billy Conn? Only 3 people went the distance with Joe Louis. Tommy Farr, Arturo Goody, and which of the following? Tony Gallanto, Jersey Joe Walcott, Ezra Charles, or Billy Conn? These get a little harder as we go along. The difficulty factor is there. The correct answer. When he was champion, only 3 men went the distance against Joe Louis. Besides Tommy Foreigner, Turtle Goody, Jersey Joe Walcott, and we skunked the panel on that one. Next question. Joe Louis passed away in which year? Was it 1990, 1985, 1981, or 1979? And I remember this so well, bro, because I saw the fight that he attended the night before he died, and it was like eerie. And Joe was in a wheelchair at ringside, and when they pushed him away, he had a pile of urine there, and they mentioned it, like how dare they let this happen to the great Joe Louis. But what year was that? Was it 1990, 1985, 1981, or 1979? What year did Joe die? Carlos. 1981. And I don't know, I can't remember exactly the fight that he was at. So, man, maybe it'll come up in the quiz. Maybe it will come up in the quiz. 100% get that one right. The next question is, where did Joe Louis fight Max Schmeling in their famous 1938 rematch? 1 was at Yankee Stadium, 2 was at Wembley Stadium, 3 was at Soldier Field, or 4 was at Madison Square Garden. And yep, see, if I answer you, Carlos, I'll blow the answer to one of my questions. So I can't do it. Even though you know and I know. But where was the famous Max Schmeling fight fought? And this was the craziest one, man. Biggest heavyweight fight of all time. They say even the hookers didn't work on this night. It was fucking nuts. The whole world stopped. World War II was bubbling up. It was USA and Germany. Joe Louis against fucking Adolf Hitler. But anyway, this fight was fought the legendary outdoor arena. How many got this one right? I don't see any of the right answers up there. We stumped you all. It was at Yankee Stadium. Next question. What president helped arrange Joe Louis's burial at Arlington National Cemetery? Alonzo Spectacular, the Troll of the Year. Salute, man. Thank you for coming by. Drunk Irishman takes it in the mouth. Take care of him, Carlos, will you? What president helped arrange Joe Louis's burial at Arlington? Was it Ronald Reagan? 2 was it Nixon? 3 was it Jimmy Carter? Or 4 was it Gerald Ford? Who helped arrange Joe Louis's burial at Arlington National Cemetery? And when you think about it, we just found the year that he died, and now who was the president in 1981? Kind of simple. The correct answer is the man whose wife told us to just say no. Ronald Reagan, the Drunk Irishman, got that one. 50% said Richard Nixon. Nixon was ousted he quit in 1973. And Gerald Ford, he followed Nixon. He was 73, 74, 75. Then Jimmy Carter came in 76. Ronald Reagan came in after Jimmy Carter. It was Ron. It was big old Uncle Ron. And I'm not talking about Ron. What the hell's Ron's name? I can't even think of it, man. the Mr. Boxing. How old was Joe Louis when he died, man? How old was Joe when he passed away? Was he 70? Was he 66? Was he 64? Or was he 61? How old was Joe Louis when he died? Get your guesses in there, man. I think I've stumped you like 3 times so far in this quiz. We're only up to question 19. So after question 20, we'll check the leaderboard again, and we'll see where we's at. How old was Jumpin' Joe? And he had a lot of these numbers in his record, and his age, and and everything. It seemed like he has a lot of 6s in there. So how old was Jumpin' Joe when he died? Listen to that piano, man. This Japanese gal, man, she just has the fingers like a... Whew. 66 years old. Drunken Irishman, De Niro with the first 2 in on that one. 50% got that one. You really got 4 or 5 people playing this game right now. Yeah, 4 or 5 people play this game right now. Question number 20. Which boxer gave Joe Louis a tough fight in 1941, nearly defeating him before being knocked out in the rematch in the 13th round? 1 was it Tony Galento, 2 was it Lou Nova, 3 was it Buddy Bear, or 4 was it Billy Kahn? Isn't that funky, Carlos, huh? Them 6s are in there, bro. I didn't want to give it away by giving the number, but them 6s are in there. Well, what boxer gave him a hell of a fight, and he came back and Joe knocked him out? He gave Joe a hell of a fight. He was beating him, and he was an Irishman. About all you Irishmen out there, you should get this. 100% should get this one. Billy Kahn. 67% said it was 2-ton Tony, and Carlos is smoking him over here, man. Billy Kahn, and they had a rematch. Joe Louis knocked him out earlier, but this was an amazing fight, man. You got to go watch this one sometime. It almost says like would Evander Holyfield beat Joe Louis in a fantasy fight? And you look back on Billy Kahn the way he did. Anyway, which city did Joe Louis grow up after moving from Alabama? 1 did he grow up in Philadelphia? 2, did he grow up in New York? 3, did he grow up in Detroit? Or 4, did he grow up in Chicago? Chris knows. Carlos threw him a curveball there. I don't know if he pressed the wrong button, but the correct answer is Detroit, man. The Joe Louis Arena. I mean, Joe Louis was boxing there till the Kronk Gym came around, but the correct answer, Detroit, D-Riot. Question number 22 coming up. Oh, we didn't even look at the leaderboard, did we? Let me remind me to pause it after this question. How did Joe Louis die? 1, was he poisoned? 2, did he have a heart attack? 3, did he die from cancer? Or 4, did he die from alcoholism? How did Joe die? Polls are closed. Get your answer in there quickly, or forever hold your peace. And Joe died from a heart attack. The correct answer, number 2, right after that fight you were talking about, Carlos. Like the next day, I think it was, or the day or 2 after that. But as the quiz goes on, so will this one. 100% got this one right. How tall was Joe Louis? 1, was he 6'4"? 2, was he 6'2"? 3, was he 6'1"? Or 4, was he 6 feet? How tall was Smoking Joe? Not Smoking Joe, man. Brown Mama. I call all the Joes I know. I kind of call him Smoking Joe because old Smoking Joe is one of my favorites. But what was Joe's height? Something we don't usually talk about, But today everybody said, "Oh, he'd be a little guy. He'd be a cruiserweight." Yeah, no. I'd like to see him in there against some of these heavyweights. The correct answer, I think it's 2. I think he was 6'2". But I've been wrong a couple of times already in this contest. Probably 6'2.5", maybe, or 6'1.5". Right between the 6'2". 6'1". Carlos got that one right, and Chris got that one right. And anybody else who's still playing in here? Yeah, we'll take a look at the scoreboard. We'll see if anybody's still in here, man. Pause this for just a sec. Display the leaderboard, just to let them know we're legit in here, man. Number 1 on the leaderboard right now, the Drunk Irishman. See, this is like he's doing one of those cherry pick defenses, just to kind of keep his Oh, this thing's I gotta refresh this now. Excuse me for a second. My YouTube thing didn't freeze on me. It shut off on me. YouTube's been acting real weird. Real weird. I've been getting these things on there. I gotta keep refreshing my screen. But yeah, they're weird today. But the Drunk Irishman, he's got himself 19 correct. De Niro with 14, man, he snuck in here, and he's Chris, 10 correct, and Marky Dan, the historian. I don't know if he's still here or not. Maybe you chased him out, Carlos. Walking around with a tag like that, man, you got to live up to that one, bro. Let's resume the game. The next question. Which organization named Joe Louis the greatest heavyweight boxer of all time in 2003? 1, was it the World Boxing Council? 2, was it Ring Magazine? 3, was it the International Boxing Research Organization? Or 4, was it the Boxing Hall of Fame? The greatest heavyweight of all time. I would say Ring Magazine too, but I could be wrong. I'm gonna guess Ring Magazine. Nobody got this one right. The International Boxing Research Organization. I think it was your mother. She was a good shot, but where were you when JFK was killed? I don't know too many people in here that can answer that question. I was in the 4th grade. We used to on Friday we had to clean our desks out, and the teacher's pet got to walk around with the wastebasket. Joe Louis fought how many professional fights in total? And I was just kind of like, I heard he got shot, and I was like, nah, not really. And she says, here, you can pass the wastebasket today, like it was an honor. How many fights did Joe Louis have? 1, was it 75? 2, was it 69? 3, was it 68? 4, was it 62? And I remember watching Jack Ruby shoot Lee Harvey Oswald live on TV on a Sunday morning, about 3 or 4 days after the assassination. I mean, talk about fucking crazy stuff to remember. How many professional fights in total? I'm going to guess 69. Yeah, there we go, 69. That was kind of an easy one. Question number 26. Joe Louis won his first professional fight by knockout in which round? 1 third round, 2 second round, 3 fourth round, 4 first round. You guys make it. Would you go a quick trip to Box Rec for this one? The correct answer is. See, what I'm going to do, make this hard. I'm going to cut the timer down. I think I can do it. Instead of like the 30 seconds to do it, make it like 10 seconds. So it's like, you don't get it in, you don't beat the beeper. First round, 100% got this one right. I would have guessed. I would have had to guess. And of course, man, I would have guessed first round too, but. Next question on the great Joe Louis. Joe Louis defended his title against Jersey Joe Walcott in which year? 1 was it 1950, 2 was it 1948, 3 was it 1947, or 4 was it 1945? Which year did he defend his title against Jersey Joe? And remember earlier we said something about this fight, did we? I don't remember. Do a couple more tokes on this, and we'll see how the scholars out there are doing. What year was it? I'm gonna guess 1948. Let's see. No, 1947. That was going to be my next guess. 67% got that one right. The drunk Irishman, he's smoking them over here, man. Next question. After retiring, Joe briefly worked in which sport? 1, professional wrestling, 2, football, 3, basketball, or 4, baseball? That was his last fight. I think we went into that one already, Chris. I'm not sure because, man, I'm playing this game. I'm riding that train, man. I'm forgetting the booze over here. I can't stand these clowns who are gloating over their victory. It's like, fuck, the world's gonna go on. I'll get over it. You just stop gloating because he's gonna fuck this country up so bad you're gonna be hanging your head in shame. Well, what did Joe do after he retired for a while? And man, I would love to. In fact, there's got to be footage out there. I haven't paid attention and went looking for it, but to see old Joe Louis in the ring. Joe tried his hand at professional wrestling. Nobody got this one right. Whoa. Yeah, man. Even I knew this one. And then he was a referee too for a while, but professional wrestling. Oh yeah, man. Joe Louis. That's why I'm saying there's got to be some YouTube stuff of him in the ring. And he used to knock people out too. That was like his gimmick. And he'd try to pull the punches back. And it didn't quite always work that way. Which boxer did Joe Louis refer to as his toughest opponent? Who did he say was his toughest opponent? 1 was it 2-ton Tony Galanto. 2 was it Max Schmeling, who beat him. 3 was it Jersey Joe Walcott, who fought him to hell and back, a controversial decision. Or 4 was it Billy Conn, the light heavyweight who gave him hell and got knocked out in the 13th round? Which boxer did Joe Louis refer to as his toughest opponent? Like Floyd, man. Floyd says it was the drunken master, right? So this one Joe said was his toughest. Which ones you think it was? Number 4. 100% got that one right. And you know, who'd ever thunk it but Billy Conn. Question number 30, coming right up. Joe Louis was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in which year? And it's the year that this was opened. Was it 1995? 2 was it 1990? 3 was it 1987? Or 4 was it 1983? The year of the opening of the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Windows closed. The correct answer by process of elimination. You have to say what year did the International Boxing Hall of Fame open? Was it like 1990? Yeah, I think it was. So, of course, Joe's going to be inducted into the first class, man. So you know it, man. 1990. The Drunk Irishman and Chris were the first 2 to get in there. Moving right along. Joe appeared in a number of Hollywood films. Which genre did he most often appear in? 1, was it westerns? 2, was it war films? 3, romantic dramas? Or 4, was it comedies? Which genre of movies did Joe appear in most often? That's almost time for me to do my edible. And I can change my bong water too. So if you don't mind, let's see, what is it? This is question number 31. About a good time for me to do it after this one. If you don't mind, I can change my bong water, grab me an edible, come back and resume this game. But let's see, man. Joe Louis appeared in a number of Hollywood movies. What was his film forte? War films. And you can see him in that. He's in a bunch of them, man. They were like propaganda U.S. films. He was in a bunch of them, man. He played all like sailors, marines. He played everything. But Joe Louis, the man, the actor. Let me pause this for just a second. Move this here. So I got myself kind of hemmed in over here. Get my Toka 2 and be back in just a second. See, that wasn't long. That's what she said. But what I did was change the bong water. Money Mitch, hey. Sub to my channel, Money Mitch. Welcome to the show. This is trivia. We are in the second half. I'm going to do me an edible right now. It's almost 10 o'clock. It'll kick in at about midnight nicely. Give me a nice evening sleep. These are my key to a good night's sleep. Your lady did one. She's knocked out already. I think she did hers at like 7 o'clock or something. But this is 140 milligrams of cannabis distillate, which I make myself. Hey, straight to the point, my brother. Salute, man. Good to see you, my brother. I'm going to gobble this edible down and resume the game, man. Stick around. We're doing some Joe Louis trivia. Wait a minute. Them edibles are good too, man. Wash it down with H2O. My brother Blood Boxing sent me this tumbler. I use it every day. Almost as much as I use my bong. But see, I drink nothing but water. I don't drink alcohol, coffee, juice, Kool-Aid, soda, none of that shit. I drink water. Bottled water, man. I go to restaurants, and yesterday, this place I go for breakfast, man, they gave me a glass of water. In the town I live in, the water tastes like crap, so I buy bottled water. And I drank the water they gave me. It tasted pretty good. It had no freaking funky taste to it. Nah, no coffee. I don't need coffee. I haven't had a cup of coffee in, let's see, since about 2016 I stopped drinking coffee. So that's like 8 years. Water, H2O, man, and lots of it. Water in my Toka 2 and water in my tumbler. I try to drink about a gallon a day if I can, but I never do. But I shoot for it. Let's resume the game. Question number 32 coming up. Joe Louis fought 2 exhibition matches against which future heavyweight champion? He fought 2 exhibition matches against. 1 was at Sonny Liston, 2 was at Muhammad Ali, 3 was at Larry Holmes, or 4 was at Floyd Patterson. Bro, I gave up caffeine. I gave up. I was drinking decaf first. See, I gave up caffeine about 20 years ago. I had hepatitis C, and they said no caffeine, no alcohol. So I gave up caffeine. I was drinking decaf. Then I said, what the fuck, man? I don't need it. And I gave up decaf, so I just drink agua, water por favor. And that's my thing over here. But who did Ali box exhibition with, man? Which future heavyweight champion did Joe Louis fight 2 exhibitions with? And stay over here and learn, man. I wish I had some dough to be learn and earn, but things are tough. I got a Cash App if anybody, I'm not a Cash App, a Super Chat, and a Cash App too if anybody feels like donating. De Niro, man, salute, man. Muhammad Ali, or Cassius Clay at the time. 2 exhibitions. Oh no, don't tell me I can't skip to the next question. I'm going to have to refresh this. Bear with me 1 second. Here for a minute. No, I came right back. Came right back on. Didn't? Oh yeah, no, I lost it for a second. Next question. Joe Louis once said, "He can run, but he can't hide." Who was he talking about? 1, was he talking about Tony Gallanto? 2, was he talking about Max Schmeling? 3, was he talking about Buddy Bear? Or 4, was he talking about Billy Conn? Who did he say they can run but they can't hide? And man, they're still using that expression today. I should have got Terrible Tim to come do this with me tonight, but I put this thing together in like fucking an hour. And I said, I just did one yesterday. You want to do another one? Yeah, what the hell? I'm bummed out about the fucking election out there. I'll get over it, but I don't know if this country ever will. The correct answer to this one is, man, he can run but he can't hide, and Joe proved that. And that was with his toughest opponent of them all, like he said, man, Billy Conn. I stumped you all on this one. Next question. Which holiday was Joe's professional debut fought on? Joe Louis's professional debut, was it on New Year's? Was it on Labor Day? Was it on Halloween? Or was it on the 4th of July? Joe's professional debut. Give me a heart attack one of these days. Joe Louis, born on the 4th of July. 67% got that one right. The next question. Joe Louis was known for having a powerful punch. What was his knockout to win ratio? 1, was it 80%? 2, was it 75%? 3, was it 65%? Or 4, was it 60%? His knockout to win ratio. And you can see that. You can go to you can go to Box Rec and they got that right in there, man. What do you think it was? 80%, 75%, 65, or 40? I see a lot of ones in there. I would say 80%. Not too many people went the distance with Joe. We already did that in a previous question. I would say higher, but this AI is pretty smart. Go to Box Rec and it'll say the same thing. It'll say 80%. No, it was 75%. And we gotta check that out. Let's pause this for a second. Pause this game. Somebody, I'll do it. I got this screen over here. There's nothing really important on. Let's go. Let's see, man. I'm surprised I even have to type Joe Louis. Usually when I just type like Joe or something like that, all my computers, they know I'm either going on unboxing or porn sites. But let's see. This is, where's this Box Rec? I even forgot the question. What am I going on here for? Oh yeah, his knockout percentage ratio. KOs, 78.79%. So we said 80%, they said 75%, so it's 78.79%, right in the middle there. That's kind of I don't know, man. I don't know. We fact check everything around here, though. You know, we're very, very thorough. And as we can see, nobody's right, nobody's wrong. So we'll give you that. You guys put the 80%. We'll give you that. That's just as, you know, but then again, you know, when you say the price is right, the closest to the price without going over the price, you know what they say? You go over the price, you get the So I can't give it to you. Next question. Joe Louis famously supported which civil rights leader? 1, was it Medgar Evers? 2, was it Martin Luther King? 3, was it Malcolm X? Or 4, was it Jackie Robinson? Who did he famously support? Medgar Evers, Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, or Jackie Robinson? This jazz is blowing my mind. I'll tell you, I sit here, I do trivia, I smoke weed, and I listen to jazz. Too bad my old lady wasn't young again. She could do it with me and bop around, but me and her are both old. I get a little more energy for some reason at night. She gets it in the morning. But anyway, we're still best pals, believe me. She makes me the most unbelievable food you would not believe every night. tonight she was making a chicken and it didn't cook fast enough. And she got pissed off and it ended up boiling it. Anyway, 34% got this one right. 67% said Malcolm X. Jackie Robinson, you see him in a lot of public service announcements and things when he was in the army. But the correct answer, hey Haplo, salute brother. Good to see you in here, my man. Which major event overshadowed Joe Louis's victory over Max Baer in 1935? 1, was it World War I? 2, was it the Great Depression? 3, was it Prohibition? Or 4, was it the Korean War? This major event overshadowed Joe's victory over Max Baer in 1935. World War I, the Great Depression, Prohibition, or the Korean War? Haplo's, I think you're are you the Joe Louis expert? Because it's either you or Rascalot. Sometimes I mistake both of you guys because you're both very, very knowledgeable. But no, you got to put the whole thing. If you're going to not type the number, Hap, you got to type the whole thing like it says on there, or it won't accept it. You got to type the Great Depression, or Korean War, or World War I. You can't just type WW1. But it was the Great Depression. 100% got it. I don't know if it's going to have you on there as getting that right or not. Let's check it out. Pause this game. Go to the leaderboard. See if we got Haplo type on there for getting this one right. If not, I was right. You got to freaking you got to type the whole thing. Nope. See, it didn't register. It happened. But the Drunken Irishman, he's got 27. You got 27 out of 38 correct. De Niro with 22. Chris with 16. But see, this is the way this thing goes, man. I understand, brother. I understand, and I appreciate you much coming here. Nothing whatsoever confrontational about the fact that you're in here. I just want to make sure you don't get gypped on your score. And you have to either press the number or you have to press the answer just like it's stated on the program here. I think it even says it. See, it says underneath here, man? Yeah, see that little thing under there? But anyway, Joe Louis filed for bankruptcy. I did that myself, too. But Joe Louis filed for bankruptcy in which decade? Was it the 70s? Was it the 60s? Was it the 50s? Or was it the 40s? Which year did Joe Louis file for bankruptcy? One for the 70s, 2 for the 60s, 3 for the 50s, 4 for the 40s. Or you can type 1960 with an S on there if you don't want to type 2. But we don't want you to get frozen out, man. We want your vote counted. This ain't the fucking election of 2020 over here, man. Every vote counted. Joe Louis, Bruce Gass filed for bankruptcy in what decade? That would be the 20 teens. Nobody got this one right, the 50s. And once again, the computer stumped all of you. But yep, the 50s were a rough time for Joe. He lost it all, man. He lost it all. Not only that, but he got addicted to drugs. He owed the IRS. You're going to see all this stuff in that thing. Here we go. Which drug did Joe Louis get hooked on when he retired from boxing? 1, was it heroin? 2, was it cocaine? 3, was it amphetamines? Or 4, was it alcohol? What drug did Joe Louis get hooked on when he retired from boxing? The correct answer is windows closed. Windows closed. Jumpin' Joe, doing the blow. Addicted to cocaine after he retired from boxing. I did that shit in the year 1978. And I did a lot of it too, man. I mean, the amount I did was just, you'd think I was bullshitting you. But I was doing piles of that every day. And I never did it again after the 80s. I didn't fuck around with it. Now I see people doing it, I say, you fucking retards. And people that I know that do it, oh, it's not even like the old days. I'm like, what are you even fucking with it for? All right. Joe Louis's mother wanted him to play what musical instrument? 1, the violin, 2, the trumpet, 3, the piano, or 4, the guitar. Yeah, man, that was, I don't know if it was the 50s. It was after he retired, man. Probably the 60s. Because Joe's life went to hell in Vegas, man. But I'm going to say the 60s, probably the late 60s. You know, Joe was fucking hanging. He was in the nut house, man. Vegas in the fucking early 70s, the late 60s. And that's when Joe was doing his thing. He was a doorman at the fucking Caesar's Palace. Oh, you can imagine the coke he must have. But anyway, yeah, Joe had to go to rehab. What instrument that Joe's mother wanted to play? And he hid his boxing gloves in the case, they say, so his mother wouldn't see him. And it was the violin. Nando and Haplo got that one right. They were the top 2 to get that one right. 60% to the piano. And as we can see, the correct answer, the violin. Like Larry Fine. Joe Louis inspired a generation of African Americans during which era? 1, the Reconstruction era. 2, the Jim Crow era. 3, Harlem Renaissance. Or 4, the Civil Rights Movement. What era did Joe Louis inspire a generation of his fellow African Americans? Little tenor sax in the background there, man. Or is that the alto sax? I'm gonna have to take a look. That's going on right now, man. See, if they say you're copyrighted, I say, what do you mean? I'm sitting in a club doing my show. You guys are copyrighting me. You're interrupting my show. Hey, this is how I beat these cats. The Jim Crow era. Chris got that one right. Harlem Renaissance, nope. And the other 2, nope. Question number 39 coming up. We're entering the home stretch here. Joe Louis was posthumously awarded the Congressional Gold Medal. In which year? Was it 1985? 2, was it 1982? 3, was it 1981? Or 4, was it 1979? He was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor, or the Congressional Gold Medal. What year? Nope, he was still alive in 79. This was posthumously, means after you die. Excuse me. Yeah, the spit. That's the key, man. Smoke a lot. Of course, you're going to get some congestion. Spit it out when it wants to come out. Get it out of there. 1982. Nobody got that one right. Once again, man, some of these questions are fairly difficult, as you can see. Who paid Joe Louis's debt to the IRS? 1, was it no one? 2, was it Mike Tyson? 3, was it Frank Sinatra? Or 4, was it Don King? Who paid Joe Louis's debt to the IRS? Yeah, of course they are. Everybody says that they're too easy. They bust my balls. You know, like, who did Joe Louis fight in the, Who knocked him out first? You know, one of those bullshit questions. Nah, these are gonna be hard, brother. These test us historians, man. I'm a historian. I'm not gonna fuck around with easy stuff. Who paid his debt to the IRS? And this might surprise you too, man. Did anybody pay it? Or did Joe Louis go to his grave owing the IRS? Chris got this one right. You know, Frank Sinatra took care of him. He gave him dough, but he never paid his debt to the IRS. That was like too much. That was like $1 million by today's prices, just retarded. But anyway, man, the fucking IRS, this country, they didn't forgive Joe Louis. And you're gonna see, man, you're gonna see when he was in the army. You're gonna see some questions in here. Joe Louis had a rivalry with which Italian-American boxer? One was it Tony Galante, two was it Rocky Graziano, three was it Jake LaMotta, or four was it Carmen Basilio. Frank helped him, but he didn't pay his IRS debt off. And you can go and do some research on that one, brother. Joe Louis and the IRS, man. But which Italian-American, Joe had a rivalry with this guy. This guy even knocked Joe down in a fight. Joe came back, kicked his ass bad. This thing was, I'm word of the bum. Like Mark Nash says on his shows, man. I'm word of the bum. But who was it? It should be obvious. He's the only heavyweight on the list. Tony Galante, 100% correct on that one. Let me go to question number 45. Anybody watching me over on Facebook? No, man. I sent out like 800 invitations on there at the press of a button. Joe Louis was honored with a statue in which city? One was at New York, two was at Las Vegas, three was at Detroit, or four was at Chicago. Once the money stops coming in, the IRS can suck them like a log. Fuck, bro. You know, I'll tell you a story about me and the IRS too. After maybe we'll do it as soon as the answer comes up for this one. I'll tell you a story about the IRS with me. Joe Louis was honored with a statue in what city? Was it New York? Was it Las Vegas? Was it Detroit? Or was it Chicago? Detroit, Joe's adopted home city. 100% got that one right. All right, let's see, man. I was gonna tell you about my story with the IRS. I had a restaurant, not for long. I only had it for a couple of years. I had it in 95, 96. I sold it in 97. Didn't sell it. Got out of there. I lost my shirt. But anyway, I owed the IRS about 40 grand. And I'm fucked. I gotta pay them. I'm just gonna have to take money out of my non-existent paycheck, which I was in the middle of careers too. But anyway, I went up there and I told the lady, what happened and what I intend on doing. I intended on, my career in health and nutrition. And I was pretty big at the time too. And she believed every word I said. And she just kind of, she ripped it up right in front of me. I was like, you know what a relief that was, bro? Fucking ripped it in half. And it was like, I said, that's it. She goes, oh, yeah. If you open up another business, get in contact with me first. I would have done anything she told me to do. I walked out of there. I was like, I just hit the lottery, man. You don't get away from the IRS. I was telling friends of mine out there that knew what was going on. Even the guy that gave me a ride there, he was waiting in the parking lot. And this was right around 9/11, right around that time, where they had all these federal buildings had guards outside and cement fucking things so you don't smash them. And I walked in, they got frisked and everything. It was like the height of Homeland Security. And they gave me 40 grand, man. God bless the USA. Let's get to the next question, man. My eyes are getting foggy over here. Let's resume the game. Get to question number 46, which is Joe Louis's last fight took place in which year? Joe Louis's last fight, was it 1952? Was it 1951? Was it 1950 or was it 1949? Joe Louis's last fight took place in which year? This almost sounds like a bossa nova. I'm ready to hear the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and she says it's high. But it's like almost like a little bossa nova going on in there. I'm digging it. What year did Joe Louis? What year did he retire? His last professional fight against Rocky Marciano. What year was it? 1951. Drunken Irishman knows his stuff in there. UCAS 52. Close. No cigar. 50 and 49. Close but no cigar. Rolling down with the rest of this game here. Joe Louis was involved in promoting which sport after his retirement? 1, was it tennis? 2, was it soccer? 3, was it horse racing? Or 4, was it golf? What sport was Joe Louis involved in promoting after his retirement? Another thing that probably cost him a ton of his money. You got a 25% chance, and you know what they say, a nod is as good as a wink to a blind horse, so I'd wait for Carlos to get his, and then I'd fucking go in line. But I think the computer beat you all on this one, man. Joe was involved in the I don't even think they had a name for it, the NGA maybe at the time. But he was like the first black guy that was golfing, and you know, that was like the biggest thing, man. Joe Louis broke the color barrier in golf too. But horse racing, probably lost a ton of money there, but he wasn't promoting it. And soccer and tennis, way off base with those two, man. Joe Louis held a world heavyweight boxing title for how many consecutive years? 1, was it 7 years? 2, 5 years? 3, 15 years? Or 4, 11 years? I never played a game of golf in my life, Hap. I think I went to a driving range and hit a bucket of balls once, and like a long time ago, I went with my brother-in-law on his uncle's golf course. But not my thing. I would say if you give him a golf club and go out there and set up like a maze. First hole, you got guys swinging at you with baseball bats. You gotta knock them down, hit them with the golf club, knock them out, go on to the second hole. You guys shooting at you with spears. All right, man. How many years was Joe Louis the head? It was like one word. Heavyweight, Joe Louis, heavyweight champion of the world. It was like, it wasn't even a 2-word sentence. 11 years, 100% got this one. Imagine that, 11 years, and not only being 11 years, but fighting the best possible opposition, knocking everybody out. Where you gotta let people just come up there because you beat everybody. You want tougher competition. 100% of you got that one right. What was the last fight Joe attended? Carlos, you can get this one. I watched this one on HBO. I went to a friend of mine's house who had a fucking hot box on it. He lived with electricians, a hot box HBO in there. And this was, 1 was it Sugar Ray Leonard versus Thomas Hearns. 2 was it Larry Holmes versus Trevor Berbick. 3 was it Hagler versus Antifermo, or 4 was it Ali versus Spinks 2. And this was in April of '81, and I went to this dude's house. I didn't even know the guy. A friend of mine knew him and knew I was a boxing fan. And it was Larry Holmes. I just gave it away. Windows are closed anyway. But Larry had the cowboy hat on. I mean, Joe Louis sat at ringside in a wheelchair with the cowboy hat on. It was Larry Holmes versus Trevor Burbick in Vegas. Sugar Ray Robinson was there. They had him sitting way the fuck up in the seats, in the cheap seats. It was kind of pathetic. And the announcers were, I think it was Jim Lampley was mentioning it as they introduced Sugar Ray Robinson way the fuck up in the middle of nowhere. And Joe Louis, they wheeled him out, and his freaking there was a pile of urine underneath him. I read about it in one of the magazines afterwards. How he was so like mistreated, and he died not long after that. Bro, it was sad. There you go, Carlos, man. You know, you got to be diplomatic in this game, brother. I'm not just gonna pull a fucking BL and fucking block you. We just got to be diplomatic. What was Joe Louis told to never do in public? 1, was it take a picture with a white woman? 2, was it eat watermelon? 3, was it eat fried chicken? Or 4, was it all 3? This is what Jim Jacobs, Joe Louis's manager, told him what not to do in public. And which one was it? Was it take a picture with a white woman? Was it eat watermelon? 3, was it eat fried chicken? Or 4, was it all 3 of them? Oh, the band's on a break too. The correct answer is all 3. Happened De Niro got in there. Chris and Carlos said taking a picture with a white woman. See, they were all stipulations. They told him. They said, Joe, you're not going to be like Jack Johnson. These are the things. And Joe was like, I like watermelon. Nope. You eat watermelon at home. You cannot do these things in public. And that's why Joe Louis was like, they called him Uncle Tom. Some people refer to him as that. But he lived in a tough era where they fucking lynch you. And that's the end of the game, man. Let's see how everybody did. Well, they got stereotypes to them. You know, the lazy black people eat watermelon and eat fried chicken. It's a stereotype, and they didn't want Joe Louis to fall into it. Carlos, 32 out of 50, brother. You're always kicking ass in here, man. I might forget you a plaque and nail it on the wall. De Niro, Sparta, brother. Good showing, brother. 27. Chris, man. Chris the Kid, bro. From a different generation, like he says, but he's doing his thing over here, man. Respectable, staying in, hanging in there, hanging and banging. Haplo came in late, man. He got himself 5 correct. Nando, I didn't even see him, my brother Nando. And Marky Dan, the historian, he came around for a little bit. I don't think he stuck around too much. But thank you so much for all you cats coming in here, man. I'm going to be doing this like you know it, man. I like doing this. I do it on a regular basis. I have this software. And fuck, man, I can throw together quizzes because I have a vast knowledge, as you know. Oh yeah, of boxing. I can throw some historical quizzes for you. I can put some jazz quizzes, some professional wrestling quizzes, some cannabis quizzes, or some good old bullshit. Whatever I feel like doing, man. I come out here and do them, and I just thank my peeps out there. You come in here and do it, man. Need to give my statue like Lewis in Detroit. Yes, I do, Carlos. Carlos is a smart son of a bitch out there, man. I'll tell you, it's too bad he doesn't get along with boxing historian, because those two were they were very chummy. They just, they gelled together. And when I first went to the BL's channel, Carlos was like his golden boy in there. I think they even made sure I got a wrench. They made sure I had fucking, I got blocked once, and him and Mark, I think they told him, the librarian, how to unblock me. He didn't know how to do it. But anyway, man, just I don't even know why I said it, but it was a blast, and it still is. And like I said earlier, I'm gonna do this. And any trivia quizzes you want me to do, just type them underneath here, please. It's good when I get responses too, and this way I can do them because I forget, man. I forget everything, bro. I mean, I forget everything. It scares me sometimes. I even take a supplement called Cognium. I'm surprised I can remember that. But it's silk protein, and it's the most studied memory supplement out there. And I've been taking it for a couple of years. Without it, I might be a babbling idiot. I might be Alzheimer's or something. But man, it worries me. But I try to mentally stimulate myself by doing things like this, and it's fun. And it's I have fun. I hope you cats have fun too, man. As we get more and more into it, man, the channel gets bigger and bigger. We can start giving better prizes. But see, I'm gonna shut her down because they're on break over there. We'll get back to the
Gig only started 50.
get back to the fucking the Maple Leaf Club in New Orleans where they're playing a different kind of jazz, a little electric stuff in there. Carlos, yep, a triple crowner, man. Joe's gonna get pissed when he sees he wasn't here tonight. But Joe's on that. He's on your schedule, so it is late, but you're dedicated. I must give you that. And when I was your age, I could pull 24 hours, no problem. It was like almost a regular thing. 4 nights a week, I get normal sleep, and 3 nights would be like all night long partying, man. I don't know how I'm still alive today. When I look at these fighters that died younger than me, like Joe Louis and Joe Frazier, I only made it to 74, so I still got a ways to catch up with him. But you gotta take care of yourself, man. Stay away from hard drugs, hard narcotics. I do no mind-altering substances except the herbage right here, man. That's it. No Guinness, no fucking shots, no tequila, none of that bullshit, man. No pills. I was tempted yesterday. The devil himself was here. Had my weakness in his hand. OxyContin. I could have, not OxyContin, Percocet, oxycodone. I could have done it real easy. Nobody would have known. But I would have known. It just wouldn't have felt right, man. That was another lifetime. This is water, weed, boxing. And boxing trivia will keep us cool. There's my brother Lance Mayer. Salute, man. Always good to see you, bro. And man, if I'm on a high horse, knock me the fuck off, bro. But this is just the way I live my life. The only thing I can share is what I do. Good, clean food. My wife makes me great breakfast. I got a dude up the street that gives me farm fresh eggs. He's got a bunch of chickens in his backyard, and he's got too many eggs. He gives me at least 18 of them every week, and I eat 4 of them a day. So, I throw a couple of the ones we buy from the store in with the farm fresh eggs, and man, the farm fresh eggs just so different. But they got so much more of the choline, the inositol, the vitamin E, the omega-3s. I mean, it's just healthy. You gotta be healthy. You don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. And I got a little bit of a menu in front of me, people that rely on me, so I gotta make sure that I'm good to go. And yeah, weed's my thing. I'm far from being a monk and living a straight life. I always like to have a little bit of mind expanding experiences since I was probably 17, 18 years old. When I started hitting the alcohol and the pills and the weed and everything else. But I like being fucked up a little bit. And even now, I can go straight. I can do it. I mean, I even quit weed for a few months, but it's just boring. It's boring. Things aggravate me. I don't concentrate. The quality of my life is much better, and the bottom line is I enjoy it. My doctor knows about it. All the specialists I see, I tell them I'm a heavy pot smoker. They check my passages, my lungs, my sinuses, my cognitive functions, and it's all kind of right in the right range, bro. As sad as it is to say, and it kind of baffles some of these doctors where, I mean, I've told them, I said, oh yeah, I'm high right now. They do the blood pressure and they, the vital signs. They're all so good, man. Usually it gets your heart rate up and your blood pressure. I said, not mine, doc, because my mind understands it's relaxing, and I'm not going to get all hyped up. The people that get all hyped up, they're smoking the wrong strain. at the wrong time. And anyway, what you heard does not apply to me. And he agrees. He's not laughing or anything. And this was 5-6 years ago. Now it's on we're on a first name basis. But anyway, man, I appreciate all you cats for coming in here and playing this game with me. Even you cats that came in here late and didn't play the game. It's always good to get an extra view. When I look on my analytics and I see 75, 100 people stop by. That's cool, man. You know, fuck, there's billions of people out there that have billions of channels going on so many different platforms. Twitch, X, Facebook, YouTube. It's fucking unbelievable. And if I can get a handful of them to come in here and dig on some boxing, smoke some weed, dig on some music, take a fucking hour out of your life and just enjoy it, man. Smell the flowers. It goes by real quick, believe me. Goose gas, man. I'm gone. Where's that fucking thing? Peace out.